Hello and welcome. In recent years, the pervasive issue of international human trafficking has emerged as a dark stain upon global affairs. This inhumanely illicit trade, customarily veiled in the darkest shadows, involves the exploitation and coercion of vulnerable individuals for various purposes, including forced labour, sexual exploitation and organ trafficking. Beyond the clandestine operations of criminal organisations, a disturbing connection has surfaced. Government affiliates allegedly complicit in or directly involved with human trafficking rings. This report delves into the intricate web of international human trafficking, shedding light on known government affiliations and the challenges in addressing this unforgivable violation of human rights. It's reliably estimated that millions of people fall victim to human trafficking each year, generating billions of dollars for criminal enterprises. The clandestine nature of these operations makes it difficult to ascertain the full extent of the involvement of government entities. The smartly suited career criminals responsible are experts at covering their tracks, or perhaps that should read slime trails. However, several instances have come to light, pointing towards collaborations between traffickers and individuals within the corridors of power, most notably those involved in satanic ritual abuse and institutionalized pedophilia. Many international human trafficking rings contrive means of exploiting corruption and sexual perversion within governments to facilitate their operations. Compromised officials in high office routinely turn a blind eye to trafficking activities, receive bribes, or actively participate in criminal enterprise. This complicity creates a symbiotic relationship between traffickers and corrupt elements within governments, allowing these networks to flourish unhindered. In some instances, government agencies themselves are directly implicated in human trafficking, most particularly predatory child protection agencies. This disturbing phenomenon is often linked to geopolitical agendas, where victims are exploited for strategic gains. State-sponsored trafficking raises serious questions about the integrity of governments and their commitment to upholding human rights. But I've consistently covered these sordid aspects in great detail. Human trafficking thrives on porous borders, lax immigration controls, and runaway immigration. Some governments, knowingly or unknowingly, contribute to the ease with which traffickers move victims across borders. This involvement can range from turning a blind eye to actively facilitating the movement of trafficked individuals. Human trafficking is a transnational crime that requires concerted international efforts to address. However, the customary lack of cooperation among nations hampers the effectiveness of anti-trafficking initiatives. Political considerations and diplomatic complexities often impede the sharing of crucial information and collaboration in investigations. The culture of impunity surrounding some government affiliates allows them to evade accountability for their involvement in human trafficking. Weak legal frameworks, lack of enforcement, and insufficient international mechanisms for holding governments accountable contribute to a sense of immunity for those involved. Victims of human trafficking often fear reprisals, stigmatisation, or lack confidence in the legal systems of the countries they find themselves in. This leads to underreporting, making it difficult to identify and prosecute perpetrators. Addressing the issue requires creating an environment where victims feel safe coming forward and cooperating with law enforcement. However, in Australia's case, having confidence in an armed gang of mercenary thugs masquerading as a police service is another matter entirely. Nevertheless, the complex nexus between international human trafficking and government affiliates underscores the urgency of a comprehensive and collaborative approach to combating this grave violation of human rights. Communities worldwide must prioritise eradicating corruption, restoring authentic legal frameworks, and enhancing international cooperation to dismantle these criminal networks. This channel highlights the importance of forever shining a spotlight on these issues, fostering public awareness and advocating for the necessary changes to end the scourge of human trafficking and its insidious ties to government entities. The brutal consequences of international human trafficking rings and their connections to multiple government affiliates are both far-reaching and devastating. This modern-day slavery involves the recruitment, transportation and exploitation of individuals for many purposes such as forced labour, sexual exploitation, satanic ritual abuse or organ trafficking. One of the most significant consequences is the immense human suffering victims endure, and for those who do survive, the haunting effects remain. They are subjected to physical and psychological abuse, deprived of their basic rights and freedoms, and often live in constant fear for their lives. Trafficked individuals face severe health issues resulting from harsh living conditions and lack of access to proper health care. Furthermore, these criminal networks foment corruption within governments by establishing connections with officials who facilitate the operations. This collusion allows traffickers to operate with impunity while evading watered-down law enforcement efforts. The involvement of government affiliates undermines the rule of law and erodes public trust in institutions meant to protect citizens. The social impact is equally alarming. Human trafficking sees women and children disproportionately targeted for exploitation. Families are torn apart as loved ones disappear into this illicit trade, leaving behind a trail of broken relationships and shattered communities. Economically, human trafficking undermines legitimate industries by creating an underground market that thrives on cheap or forced labour. This unfair competition distorts markets, reduces wages for workers in affected sections, and hinders economic development. Addressing these consequences requires a multifaceted approach involving collaboration between governments, law enforcement agencies, non-profit organisations and international bodies. Efforts should focus on strengthening legislation against human trafficking while ensuring its effective implementation through rigorous law enforcement measures. Additionally, raising public awareness about the realities of human trafficking can help prevent potential victims from falling into its clutches. Ultimately, combating international human trafficking rings and dismantling their ties with government affiliates is crucial, not only for the protection of individual rights, but also for safeguarding global security and promoting justice worldwide. The goal of restoring authentic justice is key to providing a foundation for a harmonious society where the anathema of human trafficking couldn't exist. The concept of justice remains a timeless and pivotal element in maintaining societal equilibrium. The significance of restoring authentic justice cannot be overstated. This requires understanding the multifaceted importance of authentic justice, exploring its role in safeguarding individual rights, promoting social cohesion, and contributing to society's overall well-being. One of the primary reasons for authentic justice holds such paramount importance is its role in safeguarding against human trafficking. In a society that values freedom and autonomy, justice acts as a guardian against encroachments on these fundamental principles that come under intensifying attack. Authentic justice, marked by impartiality and fairness, would eradicate overarching satanic influence and rampant pedophilia in governments worldwide. In pursuing authentic justice, overcoming the globalist-imposed challenges and shortcomings impeding its realization is crucial. Our most urgent task is overturning the criminal capture and control of the legal system by adhering to the tenets of the 1215 Magna Carta's Article 61. This demands the essential prerequisite of trial by jury. There's no need for violence, as the only thing required is a unified non-compliance with any and all aspects of their criminal control and subjugation. Remember, these socio-psychopathic bullies have no legitimate authority, having aggressively usurped control by criminal means, including election fraud, rampant corruption, and blackmail. This is the blighted currency of human traffickers that also drives countless other globalist crimes against humanity. We know how they do it, so we must develop ways and means of confronting the instigators head-on. A good start is visiting Australia's Magna Carta 1215.com website and utilising the abundant resources, including template letters and official notifications, to bombard corrupt politicians with. These satanic ghouls know they're on borrowed time, with the world rapidly turning against them. So please pile on with whatever communications you can muster. And thank you for watching.